So the Waco miniseries made by the Paramount Channel is probably, I would say it's the best show I've ever seen. It's so historically accurate, and I do think it is embellished in certain ways. I have researched the Waco story quite a bit, so when watching it, I was very happy to see how historically accurate it was, and there were a few things that troubled me a bit. Just like they just kind of say that one of the rooms catches on fire after they expel tear gas, but there is clearly some video of tanks expelling fire onto the houses, and and the tear gas may have turned into fire, but they continue to disperse this fire throughout the premises of the house. And so that's one thing that's historically inaccurate. I think another thing that might be historically inaccurate is, and I don't know this to be historically inaccurate, I just have a feeling that it is, that David, like David Koresh's right hand man, his favorite disciple, um, ended up shooting him and killing him, which is I've never heard that, never read that, but it's quite possible. Um, all in all, though, it's a great depiction of these events because it's very unbiased in the way that it tells the story and whose side you should be on. It lets you decide because there are reasonable people on either side and there are unreasonable people on either side. So it shows you the um, really, it's a very poignant message to the state of humanity and to I would say the abuse of government. And I loved it. I bought it. I bought it on Amazon Video, and I'll be watching that probably for the next month when I sleep because I tend to do that. When I like something, I watch it over and over again, and I just try to, I don't put so much emphasis on, like, I don't think that this is like somehow historically relevant, but I do think it's fascinating. And the whole coverage they gave of Ruby Ridge and all of that was true. They sent an FBI negotiator in, not knowing that they had killed Randy Weaver's wife, and it's just everything. Bo Bright's, he is the one that ended up negotiating Randy Weaver out of the house, and he was a uh, a far right candidate for president, and it's just they show everything very historically accurately. It's everything is very they include everything that should be included, and oh man, it was just great to see somewhat of the truth being exposed about what's going on in the government's the government's incentives with taking people's guns away. So yeah, it's a good little mini series. I suggest everyone check it out. Um, I think that if you enjoy my videos whatsoever, you'll probably enjoy Waco. It's pretty fucking sick. It's like 15 bucks on Amazon. Check it out. If you don't like it, you know, sorry. I will say that the guy that they got to play David Koresh, I've seen him in other stuff. I saw he was in the second season of True Detective. Did a great job in that series. You know, he played like a closeted um, homicide detective, and really did a great job with that role. I actually saw him in something else where he was like in a polyamorous relationship. He and another guy were dating this girl, and they were like, um, they sold weed or something like that, and that movie was kind of cheesy, but I mean, he did a decent enough job for that character. And I just think when you get people who don't have southern accents to play people with southern accents, it can be, I mean, it probably doesn't help that I'm from the South, but it can be a bit, doesn't feel genuine. It feels contrived, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. And so the guy that they got to play the most important character in Waco, probably they could have picked someone else better, but he did a decent job for not having a very authentic Texas accent. But I would say that they could have picked someone better. I think Owen Schroyer would have been a better choice, possibly. He doesn't really have a southern accent, but he's probably been around them his whole life. But I'm not trying to like steer anyone away from watching it, because it is absolutely amazing, and it is very historically accurate, and I really liked it. I hope you guys check it out. If you've already seen it, leave me a comment. Peace.